Okay, good morning. Welcome to BOTB HQ in South West London. My name is Rupert Garden, Commercial Director. We are here this morning, 8th of August, to judge the Superdrives competition for our Supercharged members, which ran from the 10th of July to the 7th of August. Some lucky person, I'm very jealous, will be going and driving the absolutely sublime roads in the Swiss Alps in the months to come. So without further ado, hand over to today's lawyer to oversee proceedings. Joe.
My name is Joe Tompkins, I'm solicitor at Onside Law. I'll be overseeing the judging today. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has been passed to the auditors, Wilkins Kennedy. I'd now like to introduce today's judges and ask them to pick a car out of the bag to determine their seating position. Our first judge today is Mr. Trevor Weaver.
Good morning, I'm Trevor Weaver, been refereeing for nearly 30 years, currently refereeing on the Amateur Football Combination and the Southern Amateur League.
Sure.
Blue.
Second judge, Mr. Sol Campbell.
Good morning. My name is Sol Campbell. I've played over 500 times in the Premiership and I'm a pro licensed coach. Yellow.
Third judge, Mr. Matt Cannon.
Morning, Joe. My name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee. I referee in London. I still play football today. Thank you. Red.
Our fourth judge is Mr. Leo Donlan. Hello, Leo.
How you doing? My name's Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having played with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient. Green.
And our final judge today is Mr. Peter Giorgio.
Hi, I'm Peter Giorgio. I'm the senior AFA referee and also futsal, tutor, mentor and assessor.
Okay, judges, please mark on the screen where you think the centre of the ball should be. I'll ask you to do this individually for a few minutes before coming to a panel decision on the central screen. Okay. Okay, Matt, if I could just ask you to justify your decision.
Yeah, two players in shot. The player in blue is just an onlooker, he's not challenging. The player in white is the player I believe is going to either play or have played the ball. He's a bit in a strange position, which tells me he's either going to head the ball or he could be possibly going up to bicycle kick the ball, or trying to clear the ball. And I've used his eyes and his sort of facial expression to give me where I think the ball is, cross-referencing with the player in blue, and I've put my cross where I believe the ball to be. Thanks.
Okay, and so?
Yes, there's two players obviously in shot. I've got two sets of eyes. The player in navy blue and white, I believe he's going to kick the ball. And I've used the player in light blue with his eyes slightly to his right, looking at a slight angle, and then the player who was just about to kick the ball, his eyes are kind of straight on. So I've kind of used those two sets of eyes to pinpoint the cross where I believe the ball's going to, where I believe the ball is now. Thanks, sir.
Okay, and Leo.
Yeah, there's two players in the shot. The blue player is just an onlooker. I think the player in white, just looking at his body language, I think he's either just headed the ball or he's going to head the ball. So I believe the ball is fairly close to him and to his, in the region of his head area. So looking at the two players, their eyes and their eye line, that's where I've placed my cross.
Okay, and Peter.
Yeah, the two players, one is the onlooker, the one in blue, and the guy in the white is the action player. I actually think that he's going to be kicking the ball, and so I've got the ball away from his head, much closer to the actual blue player. And even though he's onlooking the blue player, I think he's giving us a really good guide of the height of the ball and the actual direction. So I've cross-referenced that with his body language and his angle of his head, as well as the guy in the blue, his eyes coming across, and he's very much focused on there. So I've gone across just there.
Okay, and finally, Trevor.
All right. I must admit, I believe that the player in the white, the main, is obviously the main player in this picture, and I believe he's probably going to head the ball. So going on that and the eyes of the player in the light blue, I think the ball is more or less level with the player's head in white. The eyes give me also a little bit of the blue player of the height, so that's where I've put my cross.
Okay, judges, please now come to a panel decision on the central screen.
Right.
Is heading or kicking?
Kicking, yeah.
Heading or
I mean, we've gone. I mean, it's either one or the other, obviously.
The way I look at it, if I was heading the ball, that's either you have to be tripped up and you slip in to head the ball, because if you was heading the ball at that height, you wouldn't have your leg up that high to head the ball.
But could he have headed it? That's the interpretation I have is that with his facial expression looking at the ball, I can understand why you could also interpret it as him going to kick the ball.
I assumed.
Also, you see his eyes. His eyes are not,
He'd be much looking
Can we
much
put a
towards
magnifier on
much
his
towards
eyes?
the player.
Plain blue.
Let's have a look. Also,
I just feel if he's heading it, his head would be kind of really, turned towards the player, to this player, if he was heading the ball.
I mean, what we usually do is we put a
in the middle.
in the middle, but
I mean,
whether
can
that
we
works
do
for either
where
of them.
works, yeah, that's exactly. Shall we start with a mark in the middle, somewhere? That's it. That'll do.
It's really like the top of his head,
Well,
and,
yeah,
and then
Like lower.
Well, about there.
about
Yeah, for now.
about there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you move it off now? That's it.
I think the onlooker's got quite a good. Gives it quite a good
We're
guide.
quite good
Put
on the
put
height.
the magnifier on his eyes and see where that. I mean,
That's what it is.
again, it's in plane, so he's looking at the general direction of the play.
What about the eyes, the magnifier on the eyes of the
Player will look at
Let's
the
have a
look at the ball.
See that?
He looks more
Also, if you
intently, doesn't he?
But also, if usually when a player heads the ball, his eyes are a little bit more obviously shut.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
advice
but
from others.
he looks really focused, doesn't he? As in, he's watching the ball.
See, his arm, because of his arm, I assumed
He could
he
be
was heading
flicking the ball
Yeah,
on,
he was
you
hitting the
know.
ball and he's using it for a bit of leverage. However, it could be both.
He's in an odd position, so that's the
For me, it's the opposition to head the ball. That's for me.
yeah.
It's more, for me, the position of where he, his body shape, his foot, his arm, he's always looking to hook it on.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
A bicycle kick.
Well, so it could be, yeah, or it could be a bicycle,
yeah.
but if his bicycle is, it's going to be higher up and he's going to be going backwards. So I didn't think, I think it's playing at that point. I think that's too far. I mean, he's actually quite a long way from the ball, and if he's going to kick the ball,
Don't forget the ball's in motion, so
yeah, fair enough. But
So-
I'm saying that, to my mind, with where his foot is, there's a long way to go up there.
But it's moving. The ball's moving.
Oh, sure, I
The
understand.
hand's moving,
Yeah,
his foot's moving,
yeah.
so it's
So I've
just-
gone for this because he's either going to head it or kick it.
If
I
he's
think
kicking,
that's too far away for him to be.
if he's kicking it or heading it, we're still going to be gauged by him on
Yeah.
by his eye line.
So
I think so.
in
And
that
his eye
case,
line is across here, isn't it? I mean, we're all. I think that's too low. I think that it works for the blue player, but the player in white, I think it's a higher
well,
line.
it's taken, yeah. But
Is that okay on that screen?
see, that's not. I think we're going to have to end up going with this type of scenario. Would you not agree that we go between between?
I mean, if it is between, he can kick it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he could still be heading it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the
Just put a mark in the
issue.
middle.
Yeah.
But should we? I mean,
I think it actually needs to be slightly higher if it's there. But
yeah.
that's, I mean,
Yeah.
No, you can see his eyes. That's
we
kind
go on his eyes.
of horizontal, isn't it? Really, right across.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I won't go higher. No.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
No.
And it works for both, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
So as a compromise, are we happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is saying
You've got to click it.
card is for
You happy with that?
Yeah, you got to click it then.
No,
Yeah.
that's all right.
No?
Okay, the pixels selected are 1024739. Thank you, judges. These coordinates now be passed to Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process.